Pabranga. I am first year college of section AMG02 Tribal Unit of Christian College of Southeast Asia. And I am here with Mr. Allen Obrero to interview an formerly OFW. So, I have a question to ask you, sir.
Yeah.
So, first question is, on what countries did you work as an OFW?
I was an OFW in Saudi Arabia for almost 5 years.
What is your work there as an OFW?
I started as a receptionist, and then eventually after a year, I was promoted as imports and sales specialist. And then when I left, on my 4th year, I was the executive secretary for the financial affairs, of the vice president of financial affairs.
What are the practices and conditions in the country where you work?
Well, since as we all know, Saudi Arabia is an Arab country, so it practices Islam religion, or shall we say culture. So as we can observe also here in our country, they do practice the number of prayers in a day. So we respect that as an overseas worker in their country. At the same time, of course, during Ramadan season, our work schedule changes. So normally we have 8 to 5 shift or 8 to 6, but it shifts if the Ramadan starts. So it will become 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then we will resume by 3 o'clock, and it ends. Our shift ends at 9 or 10 o'clock in the evening.
What are the reasons why did you work abroad?
Well, when I graduated, being an OFW is a dream. So it is a common goal for students like me at that time. So way back in 2006, 2007, we were flooded by nurses. So we are the so-called skilled workers back then.
How well is the status of their country?
Well, Saudi Arabia is an unstable country. Even the recession strikes around 2010. They remain stable. It is mainly because of their capacity or their ability to export petroleum oils. So they are the number 1 petroleum producer in the world. So the economy, as what I have heard and what I know, their Saudi riyal to dollar exchange remains for the last 50 years.
Are the people there has a good and welcoming characters of OFW?
Well, when I arrived, of course, you will encounter culture shock. So it's a different place, it's a different environment. But to be fair, it's good. It's fairly welcoming. Not that much, but it's warm enough, for you to be able to feel comfortable.
Did you find it hard to adapt their culture?
Well, back then when I arrived there, I was 22 years old. So of course it's a big adjustment for me. But I think when I went back in 2010, it's like a normal home. It's my second home actually.
Is it allowed for the OFWs and immigrants to vote there?
No. We don't have a voting power or anything in their country.
What factors concerning or regarding the migration?
I don't have a personal experience when it comes to migration because I am only a worker, but I have a lot of co-workers who already migrated there. So the challenges were, of course, for the ladies, it's difficult. You have to wear abaya, the black cloth. You cannot go outside without it. And of course, you have to your partner or any of you should qualify as a living family. You should live in a common house and no one can get inside except you. So it's a big adjustment because in the Philippines, we are open. Anybody can live in our house. We can live anywhere. There it's not that easy because you have to register your residence, your telephone. So upon checking of police or any authority, everything must be in place.
What can you say about the politics in the country, which is the Saudi Arabia, or the government in that country?
Well, when it comes to politics, nothing much because it's a kingdom. It practices kingship. So the head of the state is the king. At that time was King Abdullah bin Aziz. So when it comes to how they do the government, of course they have this uh, the traditional ways of putting guys in prison. So just you must be careful enough for you to secure yourself. You must not engage in any illegal activities, especially if you are an OFW. So I mean, it's the same. Even from what I know, it's the same. Even if not in Saudi Arabia, we have to follow the rules and the policies in their country. Otherwise, you will face consequences.
What are the laws and rules for the OFW?
But for an OFW, you always bring your national ID or ikama everywhere you go. Otherwise, if inspections starts, you will be in question. You might end up in prison. So you always bring that. And you cannot pork meat. Yeah. No liquors. No gambling. So those are the basic rules that I know that one way or another you must not violate. Do not steal, of course. Or any criminal offense. Otherwise, of course, you will end up in prison.
When it comes to economics, so unsa man din ang gidwa ang county na bilang ba siya sa north or sa south?
Uh, Saudi Arabia is in the Middle East. So I'm not really sure if, based on the map, in its geography, it's in the south, somehow, going south. So I don't know if you will how will you categorize it. But from the geography structure, that's what I know.
And their transportation, na ba similarity dire sa Philippines?
Yeah, the common transportation mode is taxi. And they have bullet trains. So, of course, the airplanes.
Last question. How does transnationalism define racism, discrimination, or racism inequality in country?
So, from what I understand, this question is about the equality. So, from my personal experience, based on my performance, I was fairly promoted from the year that I arrived until the year I resigned. So I think we cannot argue that there will be I don't know if I can say it's racism because of course I am not an Islam. I'm not a Muslim. So more often than not, they will be more on the side of their brothers who are Muslims. But when it comes to your skill and your capacity to do your work, as long as you can do it, you have the opportunity to go up or to develop your career in that country. So that's the one aspect that Saudi Arabia has to offer when it comes to career advancement. We can always explore, of course, given that we can do the specific task that the work is required.
How many years na nag-OFW ka dito?
I arrived there 2008 January. I resigned 2012, so that's around 4 years and a half.
So that's all.
Thank
you
you,
for
thank you.
the interview. And that's all.